Seems like we finally found the wizard. We've been following the yellow brick road all this time, and turns out it's just a man behind the curtain. All those legends, all those stories, and most of them are even true, but well, it's like we've been learning this entire time. Science and magic become indistinguishable at a point. I wonder if he really does grant wishes. It seems like maybe he could. But first we have to help him grant Striders. We owe him that much. It's only once we step outside that we can really start to hear the storm again. I hadn't even realized how much it had been muted. It's like it doesn't just protect him from enemies, this place. It protects him from the elements, the zone itself. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl. And we need to go help with this. The only thing that can help him is over here, get to the cable tunnel. Which means we're heading back underground. Stalkers are a superstitious lot, and what I've found over the course of these games is that often those superstitions are based in some sort of truth. The Doctor protects himself, not by being some kind of special super soldier or actual wizard of the zone. He just knows things, and by just knowing things, he's able to manipulate others' perception of him. Everything has a certain way that it survives, be it through brute strength, or being able to hide, or well, just being untouchable. With him, it's about creating that mythos for himself by manipulating what others see and hear, taking advantage of their superstitions so that no one wants to seek him out. And so that he's in just the right place where only those with special knowledge can do so. Honestly, it's one of the more interesting strategies I've seen. And that's part of how we've seen ourselves evolve. It's really cool how this game has changed things enough from the older stuff, where it's always kind of about coming in and being this rookie stalker who's totally amazed and perplexed by everything and probably dying just as often as the rookies. Until just through gameplay and just through experience, you end up becoming that seasoned veteran, someone who's able to navigate these things without a care. What? Oh my god. There's a whole lot out there. Okay. Switch to this. We need more buckshot. A lot more. But that's not my worry right now. The PDA is showing something over here, and I bet that's where they're coming from. Look at this, a trench! And it's defended by an angry owner. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, we are gonna make a stop. There's a modern key, it says, probably for a door or padlock. They're standing back up. You all are. I feel like you should have been down long before that, but well, I guess you have a literally infinite pain tolerance. Anyway, what could that key be for? This whole group just zombified in this trench. I wonder how long they've been here for. And another key. Stashed under the bridge. Got anything? Not really. All quiet on the bridge. But it did scare the crap out of this stalker. He told me all about his sweet stash. Near the cliff, left of the bridge. Can't check it out myself. Gotta keep a low profile. Gotcha. We'll swing by on the next raid and get it. Got a tactical helmet. All this stuff is broken, but may fetch some coupons. I'm very over-encumbered now. Would it be foolish to go after it? Answer, what else am I here for? You've got a lot of buckshot, though. All of you have keys. I'm going to assume they're duplicates, but I'm still going to take them with me. A sniper rifle silencer. Designed for NATO sniper rifles, this modern silencer efficiently disperses the sound of the shot and muzzle flash, enabling the shooter to remain undetected for an extended period of time. Well, that's not this guy, but we can find something for it. Okay, look, I'm gonna stash some of my heavier stuff here, and I'll just kind of come back for it later. That's a lot of weight to carry, and I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Meanwhile, we've gotta hurry up and help Strider. The stuff he needs isn't too far away, and it would be pretty immersion breaking to just head on back to Rostock to make some cash in that time. Unfortunately, even though some of you guys said that, yes, it does look crisper now, that the visuals are better in these videos, that the grass and terrain, I don't think that is going to be too much better, because a lot of that is just compression on YouTube's end, and I just cannot do any less compression on mine. I mean, the file sizes for this series come out massively. Like, I think for an hour and a half of recording or something like that, the last clip was like 90 gigs. That's just how it is. It's like a super detailed game with really cluttered images, and, you know, it's 1440p, 60 FPS at that. I think I'm to make a left at the concrete divider, which is such a strange thing. I mean, this is the kind of thing you see in a park when there's a path they don't want you to go down, so the fact that anyone's even bothered to set it up in the zone. Should be up and to the right in all this overgrowth. If I can just find a path. Doesn't matter, I can see something. Well, I don't imagine it would be anything else. It seems like every misadventure in this series starts with me standing in the rain looking into a darkened doorway. Oh, that's right. You don't want me killing any Monolithians. Alright. Well, equipped with the powered quick save. Let's try and do it. I mean, look, if Strider can be saved, they can be too. We've been killing a lot of them. I was under the assumption that this was really it this time, but maybe after everything we've been through, miracles can happen. Locked. I'm seeing some flashes like electricity. Maybe that'll open from the other side. Maybe that's our exit. Okay. Oh my god, I keep tapping C. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I need the energy drink. Did that guy really not spot me? Well, he did now. Doesn't matter. Go ahead and shoot. I'm running. Ah. Nothing too bad. I can hear voices over there. I don't think you're going to be lootable. Whoa! Whoa! I just hit you in the face with a bolt. Okay, run. Run. There's not really a less lethal tactic here. So we just gotta move. Just gotta keep on moving. Thankfully, it seems like the guys here are a bit more oblivious than usual. I do sort of wish this game had a more functional stealth system to begin with, but I guess you guys are just kind of tuned to be less alert. To the point where for a while I thought you were zombies. Yep, how's that working for you? Monolith's infirmary. Thankfully, there shouldn't be too many people here because I've been killing most of them. Could climb into the vent. Oh my god. At this point, I'm worried you guys are going to kill yourselves for me. Look, there's someone down there. And down there. They're ready for a fight. Maybe if I hadn't assumed I would have to sprint, I could have managed to sneak over here. And here, they're storing bodies under sheets. And they've got a lot of them. Some of this was probably our handiwork. It's very strange to be exploring an active facility like this. No less horrifying. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to drop down in the morgue. The thing is, Monolith doesn't care. Monolith embraces the zone fully. We've already had the jarring experience of going through active labs, but now we're going through places that are every bit as destroyed, and yet they just exist within. Cool. And we're sneaking. I just don't know where I'm going. I would rather not kill anyone. They're gonna make this difficult.
Excellent, brothers. Excellent, brothers.
Oh.
Excellent, brothers.
Alright, I think we are at a certain point gonna have to execute Operation Just Run. Because we have not done ourselves any favors. We're just running all the way back now. Yep. Goodbye. Wait, did you guys really not... Hey guys, whoa! Okay. Yeah, at a certain point that was always going to be the case. Hey, you mind if I help myself to this, since, you know, you really hurt me?
Give us the power to avenge our fallen
prayer.
Those who are internal union.
A prayer over the wounded. And when they're in prayer, they can't be roused. Yeah, the stealth is really, really, really weird. I was standing practically on top of them. These can't be discharged. Whoa! What? What? These things don't work on a pattern? They just come right back to me? What? Well, hey, look. We have wise words of wisdom from the zone. Let's try a grenade. I mean, preferably when you've... Oh, okay, you'll just do that after a little while. And then once you have done so, you'll go back to where you were. I don't understand this at all. Alright. Whoa! That's always something. Yep. Keep them coming from one direction only. That's how you do it. Look at your mouth fall open after we shoot you. Let's take a breather. These things are just roving around in a deeper part of the base. It's only that anomaly keeping them from dragging the wounded away in the night. You know what? Let's, before I forget, let's read that Monolith note. Report from the infirmary. Injured 4. Seriously injured 2. Gone to the Monolith 2. 1 as a resource-saving measure. Regenerators running low. Need fresh supply. Other equipment sufficient. May its enemies perish. We learned a little bit about them. Unfortunately, that environment was not really suited to stealth, and I couldn't adequately plan my path because I just had no idea how they were going to behave. Probably could have made it just by rushing it if I had known how oblivious they were going to be. Well, maybe other supplies aren't sufficient now that I raided their cabinet. I'm getting the feeling that there's going to be something more than snorks here. I can still hear the sounds of the buildings settling and combat elsewhere in the facility. I did not like coming upon this mummified corpse, kicking cans over while my eyes are guided off into the dark by the edges of these walls. And this doesn't look like an old skeleton or anything. That looks like a bandit or a loner. So I do wonder what he was doing in his final moments where he was sitting down. Okay. Where to? Unopened. There's a little bit of attention to detail that I just want to appreciate. I really like how, as you gain experience with the zone, you start to recognize certain damage as not just damage. Like, you'll always find these in old labs and basements and such, and these are pretty clearly snorkels. Like, all the decay in these games actually does tell you a little something about the place, just like in real exploration. Wait. We're back up to the surface. Where are we? Okay, no, that's not right. We missed something down there. I knew we didn't find what we were looking for. Where is this monolithian device? Running back with these guys, looking for a device, don't even know where it is.
Shine down on the souls of the brave soldiers who gave their lives in service to your will. Reveal the cunning plans of your enemies to us. Give us the power to avenge our fallen brethren.
Could be in...
Those who are in eternal union with the Monolith can never be stopped. May your light shine down on the souls of the brave soldiers.
Now
who gave their
you're
lives in
deliberately
service to your will.
not gonna do anything about us while you're in prayer.
Of your enemies to
There
us.
we go, that's
Give
gotta
us
be
the
it.
power to avenge our fallen brethren. Those
Generator, got it.
I saw it again. As if I was someone else.
It was just a nightmare. We have no other light beyond our devotion to him. The Monolith is testing your faith. Do not avert your gaze from his radiance.
You know what? I'm glad I had to come back because that was actually a bit of insight into how you guys behave. What you actually see when you're in this state. Oh. Hey, another of you. Well, you know what? I don't really have the time nor need to really deal with this. When I can just go topside. And honestly, this is probably how most Stalker adventures end. With running to the surface while desperately hoping to see daylight. Many mutants in pursuit. And I'm grateful for it. Well, this comes out a bit further south and therefore closer to the doctor. We've got what Strider needs. Let's go. Oh my god, stop. More trenches. Once again, being shot at by zombies in that direction. Just being chased by every little thing. That key worked here. Okay, let's make a note of where we are. But I don't really have time for this right now. Lishina facility. It's right around the corner from the doctor.
Get under the dome and head to the basement. Waiting for you there.
I've got what you need. I just hope I'm not too late. Strider may have helped you forge your legend, but even he has limits. It sounds like he took quite a bit of punishment. Look at the size of that cable. How does a doctor live? It turns out, quite comfortably by the standards of the zone. Whip. It's not mine to take. What does the mad scientist's lair look like?
How long did you know each other?
Not long. I met him on Wild Island, back when he was still human.
He was someone who had everything taken away from him. His past, his ability to fight back, even his name. We go to great lengths to cover up our mistakes.
What do you mean, Doctor?
After years of work, a group of scientists managed to tap into the noosphere, the Earth's informational field. An achievement comparable at best to the conquest of space. It was a turning point not just for science, but for the fates of the human race. However, as with all people, each of my colleagues was truly interested in only one person: himself. They began to dream of worldwide fame, of laurels crowning their bald, shiny heads. Naturally, the truth couldn't come out about secret laboratories, brutal experiments, and other such dubious undertakings. It was out of the question. And so, they all got carried away with their dream of a perfect world. You know how the saying goes, great minds think alike, though fools seldom differ. And lo and behold, what do we have decades later? The Zone, in our image, after our likeness.
You were there, right? For the Sea Consciousness Project?
I was once as deluded as they were, but my doubts soon outweighed their confidence. And so when the experiment took place, one of the pods was left empty. The eighth one. Or rather, the first. Dr. Kaimanov's pod. My pod. And so you've solved yet another mystery of the Zone, Stalker. Perhaps the most unsettling one. Dr. Kaimanov. Pleased to meet you.
you were going to be part of it. And that's an interesting new perspective, where Faust saw that as the noosphere revealing the secrets of reality to us. You view the zone as our imperfection, as one of our failures to understand it. Basically, we got the manifestation that we deserved, not what was possible.
Thanks for your help. Whatever happened to life is the only thing we truly possess.
Frankly, choosing between the two of you wasn't easy. It wasn't my first time, but it only gets harder over the years. But if you don't make the choice, someone else will make it for you. And it usually ends up being worse. I'm not fond of thinking for others or giving advice, but I get the feeling Strider would approve of the choice I made, however strange it might sound.
I'm not sure I can disagree. I just worry that I'll have to make a similar choice at some point.
There was an 8th pod.
The human brain is too frail to handle a direct connection to the noosphere on its own. In order for it to work, we required 8 participants in pods, filled with a specific solution. I was supposed to be in one of those pods, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Valentine reproached me for my lack of courage. But given how things turned out, I was actually too daring. In the end, what we got wasn't control over the noosphere, but rather the zone itself. The lesser of two evils, if you ask me.
The thing that's so striking to me is how all of this almost feels like a fantasy land, like something that had to have always been. You can't imagine a beginning to this, and yet here we have someone there at the start in living memory. Of course, Skiff was there too. It was only 2006? Which is absolutely insane to me. I have a really hard time being able to fully comprehend the timescale of all this.
The scientists you mentioned see consciousness. They're still alive.
No, that can't be. S.T.A.L.K.E.R dealt with them back in 2012.
I spoke to the representative through the visiograph in Malachite. They still exist in some kind of form he called subtle matter.
Subtle matter? But that's impossible! That means it's still going on.
Why did you refuse to get in the pod?
Because I've always held on to my belief in humanity. My colleagues, on the other hand, advocated for fixing it through the noosphere, purging it of darkness. How could I consent to such a notion? How could I permit them to rob all of humanity, not just of its ability to act freely, but even to think independently? Everything dark and light about us is a result of our own choices. The zone was born in a place of tragedy and horrific experiments, but I believe in a different zone. A zone open to everyone.
And what a better representation of that than you keeping one of these mutant dogs as a pet. Or maybe it's an experiment, but I imagine you're probably a lot more humane in doing so.
A zone open to everyone? That sounds kind of dangerous.
That's because it's the only way you see it. Frightened and caged, born amid evil and violence. What else could the zone have evolved into? In a place where both humans and nature are nothing more than test subjects. If it had been born into freedom, like Tiger, it might have evolved differently, into a zone of creation, rather than destruction. And then, we might have become different too. We always had the ability to overcome the circumstances. Access to the noosphere would have made us better, even if it meant a rough start. Understanding and forgiving each other is a difficult endeavor.
So you almost see this as a trial.
So, you were the one who created the zone?
Me? No, certainly not. The zone created itself. I merely facilitated its emergence. Although my colleagues and I had different expectations for the outcome of our experiment. You see these blind dogs? I've been trying to tame them for years, but they were born in a lab where they've known nothing but pain and fear. But Tiger here found me on his own. He just came out of the woods one day and tried to steal a sausage. He was born free and had the freedom to make his own choices, you see. The zone is our collective offspring. But all we've imparted to it is suffering and sorrow. It doesn't know any other way. Maybe we're the same.
All at once not only suggesting that it's created in our image, but that we failed the zone. Or rather, that we failed the things that were born out of it.
What do you know about subtle matter?
It was a theory developed by Valentine Darlin, the leader of sea consciousness. Apparently, he's now become the image of the representative. Back in the day, he ridiculed my calculations regarding the existence of the noosphere, while I firmly believed that subtle matter was unscientific. In the end, I turned out to be right. But if he was also close to the truth, that changes everything. According to his theory, subtle matter can preserve a reflection of a person's mind, their personality. If you're implying the representative is real, that means they actually succeeded.
Before me, S.T.A.L.K.E.R was the only one who'd spoken to the representative. That was back in 2012, before sea consciousness died. S.T.A.L.K.E.R managed to reach the center of the zone and return unscathed.
Then S.T.A.L.K.E.R probably knows more about subtle matter than I do. Along with the sea technologies that sea consciousness has mastered during their 6 years of frenetic activity, chances are he's still researching it to this day.
I love how I can just say sounds sketchy and leave.
That's why I'm looking for S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Word is he's back in the zone.
I haven't seen him in quite some time. Maybe that's for the best. Our perspectives on the zone have probably developed quite differently over the years. If your information is correct, I doubt he's ventured too far from the cordon. Men like him tend to develop a deep attachment to a place they regard as their own and refuse to let go.
I really doubt he's hanging out with the dude in the bunker, though. I can't imagine their relationship is positive. I'm honestly surprised he hasn't tossed a handful of grenades down there.
I want to find out if subtle matter is real. Things like this shouldn't be left to blind faith.
The scientific method isn't just about the experiment. It's about being able to replicate it. And I happen to know how to test a few of my hunches. If only Valentine could see me now. Well, perhaps he can. We tried to connect to the noosphere as an experiment in the Orbita underground lab. Back then, I saw nothing like the afterlife. But now, with the zone, I think the truth is worth taking a risk. But first, you need to get the cartridge from the signature station in a different lab, X3, near the cordon. It's been 20 years, so the entrances I knew of are long destroyed, but stalkers always find a way. Talk to Sidorovich, he's in charge of the cordon, and could have heard some stories about X3. I'll send you the code to the cartridge slot. Take it, and head to Orbita. Good luck.
Just noticed the Triton on the back of your PDA, by the way. Nice touch. So much to think about. And I am really regretful that this was the outcome, but maybe we can still help the others. I mean, I didn't kill any of the Monolithians in the place, so maybe, I don't know, maybe there's at least that. God, I got so invested in that, I almost forgot that Strider died during all of that, and after so much, that seems like such an injustice. Well, let's go. We have a lot of work to do. And before we do any of that, before we go see Sidorovich, I think I still need to give in to my stalker's instincts and go check out the Lishina facility. Lishina? Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's also a stash under the bridge. Look at that. Every once in a while, you just have to appreciate what's around you. Easy to become desensitized to the wonders of the zone. And, well, maybe my little joke about him being the wizard, it seems like it actually turned out to be far more apt a comparison than I would have believed. In fact, the PDA calls this the Mirage. Alright.
Tell me, did you kill them there? At the hospital?
No.
Thank you. I understand it wasn't easy, but thank you. It's important to remember that not all of us are like these caged dogs. We can make our own choices.
I just got 30,000 coupons for that. Well, pleasure doing business, although I imagine somebody like you has no trouble making a living around here. You can reach into your bag and pull out wonders. Even for all you're capable of, you still give the impression of a regretful ghost. But then again, you've made some choices too, and I imagine you're not proud of all of them. Bridge is up ahead. As are problems. You know what? They're not my problems. Or are they? What are you shooting at? Zombies. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I won't be, however, if I linger too long. Oop. Let's keep going. This facility should be just around the corner. And thankfully it seems... I was gonna say the zombies aren't here, but so much for that. We've all got choices to make. Oh! That's... awesome. Well, we've all got choices to make, and it seems like I made the wrong one. That's a lot of them. Hang on. Oh no. Ah, that did not do as much as I had hoped. God, that does nothing! This is a game that requires headshots. Nipro. Let's take all we can get. You can get a lot from zombies. They're some of the least challenging in a fight. Maybe that's their secret superpower. They're actually carrying a lot of ammo as well. I think our return trip is gonna require some Hercules. You can also see another door down there. This is just kind of sitting here. Grenades are useful for large groups of you, but they don't tend to kill. Oh my god. Got the echoes of all those moans. You slowly standing up with a bullet wound visible on your forehead. Yeah, you know what? Give me some of that ammo back. I'm gonna need it, I think. More 308. I'll be honest, I don't really feel like sitting here and looting you all. Still hear more of them out there. More of that. Oh, that'll go great with our new heavy machine gun. I don't know what this button does, but let's press it anyway. Oh, whatever that did, we can no longer press it. Are we not gonna get to learn what that accomplished? I always viewed killing zombies and Monolithians as like a mercy, and we certainly preserved life in doing so. But, I don't know. I just keep thinking back to that one zombified Monolithian towards the beginning of the game. The one who was on the roof of that facility. More of you. Oh, that opened a gate over there. That's like a nightmare, just dumping a mag into you and having you completely shrug it off and decide, okay, now my turn. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Do we still have the regenerator in our inventory? We do. We didn't use it. It's gotta still have some use, right? I mean, one way or another, I am basically carrying hope. I'm also carrying a cool new gun. What does this use? It does more damage, and it's more accurate. Takes 545. Let's check this out. This has potential to be a new primary. 30 round mag capacity. Put a sight on this thing. It'll be really, really good. Plexiglass overlays with protective coating. The entire body is shielded from beta and psi radiation from the use of plexiglass elements incorporating metal fibers. Always useful. God, we are very over-encumbered, though. I think we're not gonna go back for our stash in the bunker in the trench. Not right now, anyway. Look at that, it's like a historical museum board. And we made it. This was very worth it. You're still just sitting here. Sorry, didn't mean to rouse you from your rest. And here's what else I'm thinking, probably quite foolishly. We can totally go carry another heavy machine gun from that trench and just take Hercules. I mean, right? Or also, do I have an artifact that reduces weight? I might have something on me that provides physical protection. Let's just pop some Hercules and begin the long run back to Rostock. Of course, we're not done in this area. We still have to eventually go back for that stash. I'm not in a big rush. And also, there's more collars we need. I have a feeling the reward for that is going to be quite worth it. I mean, men of science always give the best stuff. Careful, that sign says flesh crossing. Alright, you know what? If you want to come for me, that's fine by me. From a certain point of view, it would almost seem like I used my powers on it, huh? Not my problem. I've learned that observing from a distance is often best. Feels strange being back here after so much time in the wilderness. Feels strange that this isn't considered the wilderness. But here we are. We actually don't have too much on us that's for sale right now. Most of our sellables
with your gear?
are going to be back at that stash, but I do have a lot of upgrading I want to do.
Kind of masterpiece we can create.
I mean, we just got a huge windfall from the good doctor. So let's go you. Hey, not even that much damage to our suit this time. And of course, I am really gonna want to see what we can do with this new gun. So. This technician cannot... Nobody can do anything, it seems like. I don't even remember where I was doing the more advanced stuff. Oh no, was it at STC Malachite? I've still got to check on what's going on up there.
Bring me something interesting.
Oh, I will. I always do. But the best thing I can do right now is just dump my stuff. You're crawling around in the dark with all kinds of hallucinations and zombies and bullets flying every which way 1 second, and then you're on a stroll the next. Such is life in the zone. Okay, well, now's as good a time as any to test our new rifle. Enough to prompt a retreat. Yep. That's one. I think I'm performing a little better than I once did. That is what we call nice. Okay, we're just getting out here. We are in search of the last pet, or at least one of many, in the name of science. Are there any others out here that I should know about? One thing that's annoying is we can't really see things when we zoom out all the way. There's one all the way out here. All the way out here. Well, tell you what, I think next time, if we get a chance, we'll not only kill this last bird, we'll also take the opportunity to check out what became of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Poltergeist. Nice. Well, I know when I'm not wanted. We have no reason to deal with this. I've realized that bloodsuckers do seem to be substantially less common than they were, and that is a great change. Problem now. Somebody's having a bad time down there. I'm thinking that through the use of some chemical protection, both the suit and the artifacts, we could probably do something with this. Let's not forget that it's here. A couple of mutants fighting. Oh, they chose the wrong place for a battlefield. It's weird the associations you form. The first time I came this way, I was attacked by bloodsuckers. That was a long time ago, and I still tense up a little bit every time I see those signs. I'm still averse to going in there. But we're pretty close, of course. All this leads us back into the Red Forest. Is that a drawbridge? I hadn't gotten used to anything dealing with water since the swamps area. All that port infrastructure. It seems like our latest hunt should be right around here. Oh! 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 This was where there was a contained pseudo-giant. It's you again. Well, look, we can deal with you from an elevated position at least, right? And at least now the bandits are gone? Ah, I should have the RPG, but it's just... There's just nowhere to go get it. Oh no, you're not a bridge, you're the mining rig. Okay. There's a chest up here at Yanov Station. I think it's worth the detour. Look, I'm never gonna just be carrying the RPG incidentally, right? Never. Unless it's actually you guys. On the hunt. We're on the hunt. Is there anything I can bounce this grenade off of? It's too far. Can't verify that that's actually doing anything. That's a hit. There's somebody else here. You may be trapped inside because it doesn't seem like you can navigate to me. They could trap a pseudo-giant. Who knows what they could do? How am I getting in there? I mean, even if I could somehow take you down just using grenades, I would have to still collect the collar. Come on. Radar. Maybe we could get through using the tunnels underneath. I remember those being a thing. Two of you. Let's top off. I do have more shotgun shells. I don't know. They must all be slugs. You're at least smart enough to run when I'm shooting you. A rare moment where we have the advantage. It's not you. There is a stash here, but it's not you. Come for me. Three of you. Well, one now. So that works in my favor. Thankfully, you can't climb or really jump like Snorks can. I really love these slow-paced approaches where it's you sneaking up on them. That aspect of mutant hunting, it makes the zone feel so much more alive. Makes it all feel more real. Okay, so you keep not dying on the shots that I expect to kill you. And dying on the ones I very much don't expect to kill you. There's an artifact here. Far away, too. It's not even in here where the stash is. Where is this thing? Back that way. In that truck. Look at this, it's completely torn the ground away over time. I can't find this thing. It's gotta be in the tunnels then, right? Oh, I see. Yes, it's in the chemical tunnels underneath all this. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the trip to Yanov. It's farther than you think. And I'm gonna try and get that RPG. Yep, there you are. Yep, and there's a poltergeist. Tell you what, that's precisely what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Yanov right after I take the artifact from down in these chemical tunnels, which I've realized is where it is. And then I'm gonna go to Yanov and get that RPG. Very little protection. There it is. Grab it, take our damage, and we're good. Tourist's breakfast. Have we had that before? Provides chemical protection. Emits a pungent stench of decay. Examining it without a gas mask is not recommended. Let's put that in there. Okay, even that can only do so much. It's only when you get close that you start to appreciate the size of this thing. Unfortunately, as I am limited in time, I think I'm gonna have to skirt around it for now. However, I do know that somewhere on there, maybe in the back part up there, there is a stash. You could stash something anywhere, under a log, in a barn. People choose to put them in the craziest places. Now, if I'm correct about where I am, and the weather doesn't turn too much, any moment now we should be in range to see that tornado. Oh yes, things changed quite a bit. Okay, where are we going, PDA? Where's our best bet? Up here. Oh, towards the tornado. Well, isn't that fun? I would have preferred to spend some time at Yanov, but that's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Oh, you can't have knocked down this wall, really? Well, at least partially. Okay, now if I remember right, you're gonna move back and forth. Move back and forth, and we just need to be ready to dodge. Whether we can make it, who knows? Note, do not get this close to a tornado IRL. Can we actually get inside here and be safe? Whoop. I guess this counts. It doesn't feel like it should. This feels very unsafe. Well, this has been an exciting place to take shelter. Also, I noticed something on the way in here that we're gonna have to examine again. One thing I do sort of wish for is that there were still, like, screen shaking effects. Not anything extreme, but, you know, just enough that it would make these feel more intense. The visuals and sounds are there. I can't even hear myself think. Wow, that's abrupt. Okay, let's see what's over here. I can't read that, but it seems like they're saying, here you go, good luck. Good Samaritans. Always look for the helpers. Well, I'm gonna help myself to just one and get out of here. We've not been up here in quite some time.
Pripyat is an extremely dangerous place as long as the Monolith is there. Stay alert.
And that's even sadder because you are the one who personally brought Strider back from the brink. I wonder if we can tell you about that. But anyways, this place, for however much it's changed, still brings comfort in my book. Hang on, I only overheard that through subtitles, but Monolith are in Pripyat.
Have you heard the Monolith is in Pripyat? Yeah, those are the neighbors we've got now. Degtyarov's latest orders have close access to Pripyat for everyone, even those who used to be on the list. He did the right thing. Regular stalkers have no business going there these days.
Great.
Take care.
So it seems like we've been delayed even further. This is definitely the most in suspense we've been kept about Pripyat. I mean, like I said, 60 plus hours in this game. Oh, that was the door opening. That scared the bejeebers out of me. Hey, maybe you have something for
those
me.
Monolithans didn't show up when I was on active duty. That would have been a hell of a hunt. But regular stalkers, they don't belong in Pripyat. Those fanatics will put them down in a heartbeat. They don't even spare the wounded. Get ready, just to be safe. If you got anything that needs fixing, hand it over now.
I'm actually just looking for
anything
upgrades.
For enough coupons.
And you can do this stuff. You can. Okay, so let's decrease our recoil. Readiness. We can reduce wear and tear. Why not? You need a blueprint for the next thing. That could be potentially useful. What else? Oh, there's a lot. We can reduce the spread. Gimme. Reduce the weight. Absolutely. Accuracy could be better, though. I'd rather have the weapon be capable. That's extremely expensive, but even less recoil. A laser designator? Could do that. I mean, look, we have so much money now that we have actually already spent. Oh my god. Tell you what, let's look more into this. Rad protection, more. Stamina regen. I want to use what I've got. For 21,000, we can increase protection even more. At a certain point, the upgrades just don't seem worth it. It's all the rad stuff. The rad stuff is what I truly want. Expanded backpack. That seems very, very worth it. Let's buy out a huge amount of buckshot. Can always use more, thank you very much. And look at that, all this. We're carrying all this, plus the RPG, plus an extra round. And we're only barely starting to get into yellow.
Thank you. Come again.
Let's wrap this
Oh yeah, we are ready for war. That pseudo-giant's going down. We are going to be prepared this time. We're losing daylight, and I do want to do this before the sun sets. So I'm just kind of trucking along as quickly as I can. Alright, we are going to, in the shotgun slot, place the RPG. It should already be loaded. Yes, we've got one extra round. I can't believe I'm doing this. The thing is, there's never really been anything in the Stalker franchise that warrants an RPG except for these pseudo-giants. And they tend to pop up unexpectedly. How often are you just going to be carrying one of these things around? It's just not worth the wait. And for that reason, this is the first time in this franchise, despite me finding an RPG in every single game I've played, it's my first time actually attempting to use one. Whether 2 rounds is enough remains to be seen. But if nothing else, it'll give us a head start. Hello, Snork. You know, so I could do something really funny right now, but instead we'll switch back to the shotgun. Right this way, bozo. Backing up while they come at you seems to be... It seems to throw off their timing. Another thing you learn in the zone. It's really annoying to approach from this angle. It really feels right now like I'm on a Zero Dark 30 raid, you know? Like I made my preparations. I'm coming here specifically to take out one guy. Oh my god! You're out! You're out! Hang on, wait. Up on the car, up on the car, up on the car. Okay, things have just changed. I can see the collar on you! Well, that didn't help. I'm honestly not sure if it should. Let's go! We need to get somewhere you can't reach me. We need to do it now. Underground may be the next best bet. I think you're maybe hitting anomalies up there. Well, we have lost the element of surprise. You've just been dwelling here ever since we let out you. I can't even form sentence. We killed the bandits who were holding you. You're gonna keep moving like that. Ow. Oh, that's that poltergeist. That's what's making that noise. Well, RPGs aren't for poltergeists, they're for pseudo-giants. This might be a little harder for you to get at. Problem is you won't come at me, which is what I need. Did this pseudo-giant really just disappear on me? No, it did not! And it tanked that RPG. Alright, load up another round. After this, we'll probably switch to Strider's rifle. It's getting dark, too. Hit number 2. You're still up. Get around. Down here is our safe spot. You always need a safe spot when dealing with these things. That RPG didn't kill it. I don't know whether I'm surprised or not, but it didn't. Put you in. We've got a lot more ammo for it this time around. In fact... Where are you? So what even is that on the ground? Yep, I can definitely visually see that collar and confirm that it is you that I'm going for. But you're smart enough to retreat when I'm not actively available to you. Which makes all this a lot harder. This ammo's expensive and hard to scavenge. Maybe I should just be switching to the Nipro. Worry about getting volume of fire on you with easy to obtain ammo. Whoa, you can't get in here. You can get in here. I think even with all this ammo, we're gonna need headshots. Not like you have a small head. This would be a lot easier if I could kill that poltergeist, but I don't know where it is. Nope. You can get through the door. That's all it took. I guess those RPGs softened you up more than I thought. There it is. Only one more, I think. Thank you. I can't believe that worked. What a necessary addition. I thought, you know what, why don't I just bring every RPG round? After all, it's entirely likely that I'm going to use them. But then I thought, nah, there's no way. Like, I'll bring a second round as backup in case I miss, but there's no way it takes more than that. That's what the RPGs are for. It wasn't even enough. Okay, I'm absconding now. Turns out this thing is actually pretty good. Another adventure in the zone completed, and before we go see Sidorovich, I think it's time we not only collect the last collar and finish this quest, but also go see what remains of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. But all of that will have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.